Now at 10, Southeast Kansas get a chance to show their support for Republican candidates. Plus, an area art gallery hosted a class to teach artists how to use watercolor. And a Joplin coffee shop hosts the Joplin Arts District Concert Series.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Today, political candidates of the Republican Party host a Freedom Rally at Lincoln Park in Pittsburgh. This is the KOAM News at 10. I'm Jalen Banks. The goal is to express their views for the people of Southeast Kansas. The event also gave the candidates a chance to meet their supporters and listen to their expectations.
More involved, and that's why a lot of things go the way sometimes we don't want it to go. But I think it was very beneficial. We really heard some good points, and it helped me to understand what the candidates or what their side of the things are, and especially the education part, because I'm really concerned for our education.
Along with free drinks, live music was performed by the Matt Klepper Band. The event was open to all Republican voters or anyone who wanted to hear from the Republican candidates. The Art Forms Gallery greeted people today at their watercolor paint class. The class was held to teach basic techniques on watercolor. The students made greeting cards with floral prints. Ages 12 and up were able to attend, and after the class was over, the students were able to take their creations home.
The main thing is for them to have fun and kind of get some exposure to watercolor. There's a whole bunch of fun techniques that produce really different kind of results. So it's just, I want them to have fun. I want them to have something to show when they get done.
To find more events coming to the Art Forms Gallery, you can visit our website at koamnewsnow.com/events. There's no better way to enjoy the summer than to have a drink and to listen to music. Tonight, Joplin Avenue Coffee hosted the Joplin Arts District Concert Series. The event gives area music lovers a chance to discover new artists while listening to ones they may already love.
And so as we come slowly emerge out of the pandemic, having art to come out and experience and enjoy together as a community and is wonderful and therapeutic.
Musicians at the event included Vagabond Grove, Tough Luck Chuck, and Don Hobby Sticklin. The Central Christian Center is closing out the summer and prepping for the school year with their Big Splash Day. The church and along with community members are enjoying the last days of summer with some water activities. This event is for fellowship and giving kids a chance to interact outside of a normal setting.
Big Splash Sunday, the kids are all excited about it. A couple kids showed up last week in their swimsuits. They were so excited to come, so we're like, okay, just remember to pack it for next week.
Central Christian Center is located at 410 Virginia Avenue in downtown Joplin. And now Sam Lane joins us with our first look at the weather.
Boy, it was a great day to be enjoying the splash outside. Temperatures were actually pretty close to normal. In fact, they were exactly normal today in Joplin. If you take a look right now, you can see that the high today was 90 degrees, which was 1 degree below, but the low turned out to be 1 degree above. So it all evened out. And of course, the records were 104 back in 1980 and 51. Wouldn't that feel nice? Back in 1971. We didn't have any rain today, but we've ended up with around a little over an inch for the month, and that puts us a little bit ahead for the year at 29.13. Radar and satellite shows most of the rain is now moved well off to the south and east, not really affecting us. Live radar right now shows a few showers near Heber Springs there in Arkansas, but all dry here in the four states, and it's been dry for quite some time, and as a result, we're still in the extreme category for drought for southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, and northwestern Arkansas. So the question is, do we have rain in the forecast? I'll have the answer coming up.
Severe weather is being reported across the U.S. Tonight, wildfires are exploding in size out west, while in Kentucky, the flooding death toll rolls to 28 with dozens of people still missing, and extreme heat is in the forecast. Reporter Elise Preston reports from New York.
The cleanup continues in flood-ravaged eastern Kentucky.
Grateful that my family made it out and the Lord took real good care of us. It's just things, you know. I have a beautiful wife and 4 baby girls, and the 11-day-old right now, she said. We're safe.
Nearly a foot of rain has fallen in the region since Thursday, prompting deadly flash floods that left entire neighborhoods underwater.
Within 10 to 12 minutes, I heard a noise and I raised the window and I seen the water, and I knew I had to get out of there.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says the number of victims is likely to rise in the days to come. He said first responders are struggling to access some of the hardest hit areas.
Especially in eastern Kentucky, roads and bridges are a lifeline, and we have dozens of bridges that are out that make it hard to get to people, make it hard to supply people.
Parts of the western U.S. are facing a very different kind of natural disaster. Massive wildfires are now exploding in several states, including Nebraska, Idaho, and Montana.
You could see the flames coming like over the hill, and it was like, it's time to go.
The biggest one is the McKinney Fire in Northern California. The flames were first spotted Friday. Within 48 hours, it had spread to more than 80 square miles and is still burning out of control. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Crews continue to battle wildfires across the West tonight as sizzling temperatures and high winds are creating conditions for more potential spread. We take this time now to honor one of our many Force Aid heroes. Carl Percy served in the Kansas National Guard and U.S. Army from 1939 to 1943. His hometown, Eola, Kansas. We're proud to salute Carl Percy, a Force Aid hero. To learn about other heroes or submit a hero of your own in any time, just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, the latest on President Biden's positive COVID test and Democrats receive a tax and spending package. Today, we are 100 days away from the midterm elections. Democrats are hoping a sweeping spending package will thwart Republicans' plans to regain control of Congress. Serena Marshall reports on the president's doctor and says he's feeling well but continuing to test positive. That's not stopping him from continuing to press his agenda from behind closed doors.
President Biden took to Twitter, showing that despite his COVID rebound, he's using his bully pulpit to push for a scaled-down Build Back Better bill, now titled the Inflation Reduction Act.
I never thought they would come to an agreement. These are solutions Americans want.
West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin struck a surprise deal last week with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the 700-page bill, which includes the president's priorities from energy to health care. With Manchin even taking to the Sunday shows to defend the new bill.
We did not increase taxes, Chuck. We've closed loopholes. We did not raise taxes. We've closed loopholes.
The Democrat who stood in the way of the president's last legislative push says independent tax experts promise the new bill will help tame record inflation. Republicans disagree.
It's going to make inflation worse, actually. I like Joe very much, but I think he got taken to the cleaners.
And with 100 days until the midterms, a new CBS News battleground tracker finds Republicans would hold a lead in the House if the election was held today, with the economy and inflation among the top issues for November. Democrats hope to vote on this legislation this week before heading out on their August recess using reconciliation, meaning they would only need 50 votes, their own caucus. The outlier, however, remains Kyrsten Sinema, the Arizona Democrat who is yet to say if she'll back the bill. Reporting from the White House, Serena Marshall, CBS News.
And a little later, Pittsburgh 12U prepares for a trip to the Little League Midwest Regional Tournament in Indianapolis.
And we have some changes in our forecast. I'll tell you all about it coming up in just a few short minutes. What a welcome change we had this weekend with lower temperatures and rainfall across the area. We got rid of the heat wave, but summer's still going to hang on. We've still got one more month to go, but right now let's enjoy the weather while we can. Looking down in Seneca right now at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, a beautiful evening, just a few clouds passing by this evening, and that is about it. Let's take a look back at the month of July, as it was quite hot, as you know, across our area with temperatures well above normal, 25 days above normal, only 2 days that were normal, and then 4 days below normal, including yesterday and today. We did make it up to 90 degrees, which was 1 degree below normal, but we'll take it. And as a result, we're going to look at the months of July, and look at this. The hottest July ever in Joplin was back in 1954, and then of course number 3 and 4 were those dreadful summers a few years ago in 2011 and 2012. So for this month, how did we turn out? Well, around 98 degrees for the high, 74 for the low. So we averaged out around 86 degrees for the month, and that means we ended up being the 5th hottest July in Joplin history. And if you're wondering about the rainfall, we ended up being the 14th driest July in Joplin. So it's been a hot, dry month, and hopefully August is going to turn that around. But right now, not so. We're looking at rain this morning down across Oklahoma and northern Arkansas, a little bit also up in Cedar County, but that was about it. Temperatures right now are still very pleasant. 81 in Joplin, 80 in Nevada, 77 in Stockton as well as Monette, and off to the west a little bit warmer in Neodesha where they're 82 degrees and 78 degrees for our friends down in Grove. When we look at the dew points, they're in the 70s because of the rain that we've had the last few days, and so it's making it feel just a little bit on the sticky to muggy side, but it could be worse. Let's just take it as we can get it. Right now, temperatures right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 81, south-southwest wind at 9, 85 is what it feels like because that dew point is up there at 72 degrees and the pressure is currently rising. Radar and satellite shows mostly fair skies across our area this evening, and that's the way it's going to stay for most of tonight. We'll have a few clouds passing by, but nothing really spectacular. We'll see lows generally dropping into the mid-70s by tomorrow morning, and around 73 in Seneca, 73 in Fort Scott. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, we're going to see partly cloudy skies with temperatures rising once again into the low 90s, 93 in Joplin, 92 in Galena, 93 for our friends over in Miami. Then tomorrow night, again, partly cloudy skies, southerly winds, temperatures in the mid-70s. And then as we head into Tuesday afternoon, it gets even hotter. You kind of see where this is going. 98 in Galena, 96 in Columbus, and 98 around in Joplin. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. You can see as we go through time, we get close to that ugly century mark once again on Wednesday, but we do have hope on the horizon. Some storms are possible on Thursday, so we drop it down to 93, but then we kind of stay in the upper 90s as we head towards next weekend with the best chance of showers down to our south and east. And then if we take a look at it even further, we actually could stay in the upper 80s by next Tuesday. So hopefully August will not be like July.
I'm really looking forward to some rain. More
Yes,
than anything.
me too.
I've never in my life missed rain until this year. So
That's right. It's been pretty dry. Hopefully we'll get some.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
And coming up in sports, Pittsburgh 12U hits the road to Indianapolis.
They're one of 8 teams competing in the Midwest Region Tournament beginning this coming weekend. We caught up with the team, plus the Royals try and take one from the Yankees before heading off to Chicago. Highlights next. The Pittsburgh 12U team won the state tournament last weekend, topping Baxter Springs 6-0 in the championship game. Now they'll be competing in the region tournament in Indianapolis. It's the second straight year that a Pittsburgh Little League team is representing Kansas at the regional tournament. Pittsburgh is one of 8 teams competing to earn a spot in the Little League World Series. They head out on Wednesday and will play Iowa in their first game on Friday at 4 p.m.
This is the most incredible group of 12-year-old boys I've ever been around. They don't care who gets the glory. They're the most selfless kids in the world. They just want to go out and play baseball and be a team and play for each other. And they all just want to win and to do whatever it takes to win. I checked today, I think we threw 70% strikes in the state tournament, and that's huge. When you're not giving up free passes and making the other team beat you, it's really hard to get beat. I think that's going to be a huge factor.
In the MLB, the Cardinals wrap up a road series against the Nationals. Corey Dickerson extends the St. Louis lead here, 3-run home run to right. His 4th this year makes it 4-0 Cards. Then in the 6th, Paul DeYoung smashes a solo shot 421 feet to center. It's his 2nd straight day with a homer. On the mound, Andre Palante has a career day, 8 innings, 8 strikeouts, and the win. Cards shut out the Nationals 5-0. Kansas City looking to avoid getting swept today. Scoreless in the 5th, bases loaded for Nick Prado. He drives it past the former Royal Andrew Benintendi. 2-score, Kansas City takes the lead. Later, Royals up by 1. Anthony Rizzo crushes a 3-run home run to right. Yankees on top, but Kansas City has more fight. Hunter Dozier makes it a 1-run game with a solo home run. And in the ninth, Salvador Perez comes up huge. 2 on, he goes deep for his 13th homer of the year. Kansas City pulls out the victory 8-6. The Kansas City Chiefs have completed 4 full-team practices at training camp in St. Joe. They have the day off today before a big day on Monday. The Chiefs put on the full pads tomorrow for the first time since the AFC Championship game back in January. Here's Chiefs defensive end Frank Clark on the progress he's seen from first-round draft pick George Karlaftis.
He listens, and he wants to know. He wants to be good. He wants to figure it out. He understands, like, it's a different game. He understands a different twitch in the NFL. It's a whole different, you got to understand things. I was teaching him today. He asked the question about getting off the ball. His ability to retain the knowledge that I was telling him and for him to go do it and for him to feel it and see the success from it, I was happy,
I'm really looking forward to their defense. They added Carlos Dunlap, Justin Reed, Lonnie Johnson, on top of all the other pieces they have. I think they're going to be solid on defense this year.
Yeah, a lot in the secondary too, so should be good things. I'm just really excited for the football season.
Yeah, for sure. Nichelle Nichols, the trailblazing actress known for her role as Lieutenant Nyota Uhura in the original Star Trek show, has died. Her son Kyle Johnson making the announcement today on her Facebook page, and according to Johnson, his mother succumbed to natural causes and passed away. Nichols was one of the first black women ever to play a main cast role on a television series. Her kiss with William Shatner is believed to be the first interracial kiss on American television. Nichols spent her later years promoting NASA and recruiting more women and minorities, including Sally Ride, the first American female astronaut. Nichols was 89 years young. We are remembering the life of the NBA great, legend, and activist Bill Russell. Today, the Celtics tweeted, "To be the greatest champion in your sport, to revolutionize the way the game is played, and to be a societal leader all at once seems unthinkable, but that is who Bill Russell was." Reporter James Brown has more.
Born in the small city of West Monroe, Louisiana, William Felton Russell took the game and the world by storm. But he wasn't always considered a top basketball prospect. Russell was ignored by all major recruiters. The University of San Francisco, a school not considered a basketball powerhouse, was the only one to offer Russell a scholarship. He would lead them to 55 consecutive wins and 2 NCAA championships. In 1956, the 6'10" center joined the Boston Celtics, helping to create a basketball dynasty. A 5-time MVP, he led them to 11 titles in 13 years. Russell also broke barriers in 1966 as the league's first black coach.
Which championship was the most special to you? Was it the first one, or was it the last one?
The first year I was player coach and we won the championship.
First black coach in the NBA. Is that right?
Yeah.
As a black man in America, Russell recognized his work off the court was equally as important. In 1961, he led one of the NBA's first boycotts in Kentucky after a waitress refused to serve 2 of his black teammates.
9 top Negro athletes meet with Cassius Clay.
In 1967, along with other top black athletes, Russell stood in solidarity with Muhammad Ali, who refused to fight in the Vietnam War. In 2011, President Barack Obama awarded Russell the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I never felt like I was making a contribution. I was just doing the best I could.
His family says he died peacefully Sunday with his wife Janine by his side. Bill Russell was 88. James Brown, CBS News.
And we're back right after this. The reigning box office champ went up against superheroes, supervillains, and super pets. Which movie came out on top? David Daniel has early estimates for this weekend's top 5.
Top Gun Maverick stayed in 5th place, earning $8.2 million for a domestic total of $650 million. Minions: The Rise of Gru moved down to 4th place with $8.9 million. The animated adventure is at $320 million domestic. Thor: Love and Thunder fell to 3rd. $13.1 million gave the Marvel movie a domestic total of $302 million.
It's in a cloud. It's in a cloud.
OJ! It's in the cloud!
After one weekend on top, Jordan Peele's Nope fell to 2nd place. $18.6 million gave the horror mystery a 10-day domestic total of $81 million.
I'm not really great with animals. Yeah, I'm not really great with people.
DC League of Super Pets is the new #1 movie. The animated adventure zoomed off with $23 million in its opening weekend. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Keanu Reeves voiced Batman in the DC League of Super Pets movie.
I didn't know that. Pretty
And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voiced Superman. Or no, the Super Dog.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I just keep up with movies. So the fact that they scored both of them to voice some of the
they
characters
probably got paid pretty well too, I'm
was
sure.
awesome. Yeah.
Well, we have some warm weather heading back into our area. Fortunately, I think we're going to stay below 100, but wouldn't be surprised if one or two places touch 100 on Wednesday. And then as we go into the extended forecast, look at there, 89 on Tuesday with a chance of storms. And we also have a chance of storms Thursday as well. So at least we're not seeing the massive heat dome building back in, giving us that heat wave that we just got out of. But, you know, we have the entire month of August yet to go.
Anything in sports?
Well, Pittsburgh Little League, like I mentioned, heads off to Indianapolis for the region tournament, and those games will actually be aired on ESPN+. So super cool for those 12-year-olds.
Let's root for them.
That is awesome. Well, that's our time for now. Remember, we're always on our KOAMNewsNow.com website and the KOAM News Now app. Thanks for making us part of your night, 4 States.